I already talked about Shadow of Mordor, so I thought I'd do a video about Shadow of War. This is a follow up, and I actually already tried doing this once before, but for some reason the fucking thing won't export. So I'm just gonna be doing this one off the cuff. Try to remember some of the stuff I said previously and see how that goes. Anyway, Shadow of War. It's a sequel to Shadow of Mordor. It follows not that long after the first game, I believe. And it's just, and the plot's this: Italian creates a ring of power with Celebrimbor's help, and they collaborate with Shelob, who momentarily takes possession of the ring, then gives it to Talion, which allows him to he regains the ability to dominate orcs. And this game still has a few issues in that it does take the lore of Lord of the Rings that Tolkien crafted and bend it over a barrel and go Cosby on it. But I think the problem there, though, is this. Um, and this is pretty evident concern what they do with Celebrimbor later, but this should have been marketed as an Elseworld story. I think it really should have been that. An alternative timeline or world or whatever of Lord of the Rings. It should have been that. Which I think the Tolkien estate should really invest more of those, to be perfectly honest with you, instead of these movie things. Just do more Elseworld video games. Like, I've heard people say they think they're doing this stupid Amazon Prime TV show because, or Amazon Prime show, series, or whatever the fuck it is. They're doing it because they want to get more money because they haven't been making a lot through the books, or not enough. Yeah, just, I don't know, let people license out the lore, I guess, to use in making Elseworld stories, or maybe if people want to use some of the stuff in their own fantasy stories, you can make profits off that by allowing them to use that stuff. I would say that, but that could be a dumb idea. But anyway, back to the story. And he works with Gondorians, orcs, who he's dominated, and Ratbag also returns somehow. Spoiler alert, by the way. And it's just him going to war with Sauron's forces because he's trying to fight and defeat Sauron. And that's more or less the plot, and things go awry. He also teams up with an elf assassin sent by Galadriel, I believe was her name. And Sauron is present in the game. You do see him at one point, which is weird, because I always thought Sauron was like not someone who had a physical force. I always thought, like, before I played this game, I had watched some lore videos on it, but I always interpreted him as being more like a presence you felt. I always like that was kind of the feel I got from what little I saw of the movies. I always thought Sauron was like Cthulhu. You never see him physically, but you feel his influence. But yeah, he's in here. You work with Shelob, who's this giant spider who can, for some reason, turn herself into this exquisitely beautiful woman. I have no idea why, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth there. What they did with Celebrimbor, I thought was particularly egregious in some respects, because he goes, well, no, I'm not even going to go there. Don't want to spoil it, but the Nemesis system returns with a few additions. Like, this actually does something that I wish they did with Shadow of Mordor, where you can actually command an army of orcs to fight for you. And you attack fortresses, you besiege them, and the Nemesis system returns with some of the features from the first game, but with the addition of certain things like Iron Will, you can't dominate certain orc captains. Like, they have what's called Iron Will, and it prevents them from being dominated. They'll be like, your sorcery will not work on me, basically, is what they'll say to you in your face and insult you. So you have no choice but to kill them, I guess. You can't dominate one that's a higher level of you, which, by the way, this game is kind of a grind fest, so be warned there. There's this mechanic called Blood Brothers, so if two orcs are blood brothers, if you kill one, the other blood brother will come after you, or if you dominate one and then kill the other, that one you've dominated will betray you. If you attack one of them, that one may sometimes come to the defense of their blood brother. And I tried re-dominating the guy whose blood brother I killed. It didn't work. He developed Iron Will, I guess, as a result. But yeah, yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. The attacks, maneuvers, and parry that is returned. Gollum's also in the game, weirdly enough. But then again, he was in Mordor, in Shadow of Mordor, so I'm not too surprised. Um, I do like how they kind of changed up to where I can't remember if this was in the Bright Lord DLC for Shadow of Mordor, but you actually can. There are instances where you play as Celebrimbor in flashbacks and as Talion in the present, and they actually have two different fighting styles, which I like. Talion's is less refined; it's more aggressive, whereas Celebrimbor's and the flashback missions are refined, almost kind of elegant, I guess. No, not elegant, but as close as elegant can be, I suppose. Um, that's all I really want to say on the gameplay. But yeah, they really took some creative liberties with the lore on this. Like went, they took a page out of Jar Jar Abrams' hacky ass book and said, "Fuck it." But I don't think it does it too bad. Like I've heard some people think they say they believe this game is disrespectful to the lore. I didn't get like aside from what they did with Celebrimbor, I did not get the feeling that this was intended to be disrespectful. And even then, what they did with Celebrimbor was kind of like it. It came off to me as they wanted that what a twist moment. It seemed to me like that's what they were going for. They wanted a twist, and yeah, this game is a grind fest for leveling up, but I don't think it's too bad. I just got done playing it, I believe yesterday at the time of recording this. I thought it was a fun game. It's playable. It's not insufferable. Although sometimes it feels like the orcs are dogpiling on you, and I really hate it when those Uruk do that. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. Really, it's fun. You'll probably enjoy it. If not, you can blame me for you buying it. Although I highly doubt anyone takes my opinion on this stuff seriously, so fuck it. Uh, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. That's as far as I'm going to go. If I had to rate, I forgot what the rating I gave on my blog post for it, but it was an 8 something. So yeah, it's fun. At worst, it's a 7.9. But yeah, the graphics are good. The gameplay is good. It's fun. You have a more or less engaging story. Although I wasn't paying attention to the story for the most part, I found that part not appealing because I already knew how it was going to end. Like I knew the ending before I beat the game. But anyway, that's the video. Have a nice day. Remember, the game was rigged from the start.